Hello and welcome to this Fly UK Nordic service from, and you'll have to excuse my pronunciation here, Berlevag to Svartness. We are in Arctic Norway for this short flight across to Svartness. We're in a Dornier 228. It's been a fair old while since I've flown this plane, so you have to excuse me for a minute whilst I try and remember what everything does. First thing to do is remember to start SkyTrack. Super. And next thing to do is obviously start the plane. So if we come up here, let me just refresh my memory a minute. What have we got? We got fuel over there, wipes, some panels. I guess we want to put some batteries on first. Batteries are on, which is good. Okay, so the batteries are all on. Okay. Okay, do I need the buses on or off? That is the question. Okay, so let's just put some lights on whilst we pad for time and figure out how to fly this thing. We'll get our clearance from ATC. Using default ATC on here.
Airport as filed. Climb and maintain 9,000. Departure frequency is 118.55. Squawk forward 423. Clearance void 30 minutes from now. 953 Juliet. Clear to Echo November Sierra Sierra. Airport as filed. Climb and maintain 9,000. Departure is 118.55. Squawk forward 423. Clearance void 30 minutes from now. 953 Juliet. Readback correct.
Okay. Let's see. Seatbelts on. No smoking on. Let's see. Pitos will put on a little bit later, as well as those. Let's see if we can start the engines now. So let's go pump 1 and pump 2 on. And I don't remember how to do this. Got to enrich the mix. Oops, I think we need that on that. No, and that to start it. And let's do. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, it's sounding good, sounding promising. Or not. Epic fail. Seriously. Okay, I guess you don't do it like that. Let's move that back onto there. Ah, there we go. That's where we went wrong. Yep. Second place we went wrong, I guess, is not to put the parking brake on, which, if I recall, is this yellow thing here. There we go. So there we go. We've remembered how to start the engines. Let's get the other one on whilst we're at it. Open that, enrich, and start. Close the guard afterward. That should hopefully kick the other engine into life, or not. Okay, that's interesting. Speed, that's fuel, that's all good. Let's try that again. Enrich the mixture. Start. Fuel pumps are on. Well, tell you what. No, let's put that on. Let's do it like this, like we did the other one. And there we go, we have both engines running. I tell you what, I'm going to switch these on. Generator, switch to SS bus, battery 1, 2, on. I really need to get myself a proper checklist for this at some point. We'll put pitos on, and put all the DI systems on, because you can be sure we are going to need them up here. and we'll get. So we want to depart out. Let's come down to our nav display. One of these turns it on. So look, come down here. Let's turn the Garmin on. Come on, you want to go? Right, don't turn on then, Jesus. We turn that on, will probably help. Transponders on. No. Switch to nav. No, we want GPS on that. That's for sure. I know that much. Turn this sodding thing on. And maybe this switch. There we go. There we are. I got there in the end. Excellent. So if we bring up the display, I think it's shift. No, that's the autopilot. That's okay because we need that. It's cruising at 9,000 feet. I think, do we arm the altitude on this? So we're using GPS. Altitude select. Altitude. For God's sake. Altitude on. So, sure why my engines have just done that. Okay, 9,000. So VS rate is that, and we will want to. Well, we'll see if we do nav or the other one first. So we got a choice of what runways to depart out of. Let's have a look. Tune, select a runway for takeoff. We've got runway 6 or runway 24. Let's see what prevailing wind is. Closest station. So the wind's here, 240. Excuse me, 240 at 12 knots. So obviously we're going to be departing out from runway at 24. So we'll take runway 24. That's taxi. And I think we're going to find. Oh no, we can push back and down to the end of the runway there. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're ready for departure finally, I think. So we'll release the parking brake. We use the inbuilt. I don't use GSX here. I just use the inbuilt sim push back. So I just push myself straight back and then spin it round. As I say, it's been, can't think when I last flew this plane, so it's either going to go brilliantly well or horrendously badly. Set the flaps in. Has this thing's got a landing gear as well, I think, if I recall. Okay, it's far enough back on the pushback. Let's set those flaps. Let's have a look at the. Okay, they're on high. That's good. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I don't think those do anything. Alright, and we can... Now, as is typical for a prop plane, it is a nightmare to taxi. And... how is this? Hang on. So yeah, we're going to be taking off in the opposite direction. I don't want to end up in the water. The opposite direction. Is that water? No, it's hard to tell actually. It's like it's just cloud shadows or something, I think. Weird. Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to backtrack along the runway here. We've got to take off in the opposite direction. So we will switch our heading to 240. Heading hold 240. And we'll just have to spin it round once we've departed out. I haven't actually looked at the charts. I mean, SIDS and stars don't typically work with this thing. So if we come up, we'll bring up, number 2 even, and we want to fly heading, and remember actually how to turn the damn autopilot on. probably just here. We've got a yaw dampener as well. And probably turn that on. No, actually, we're going to. Well, we do have it on in the dash, don't we? Leave that on for the time being. Okay. I'm probably not using all the correct ATC procedures either, because it's sort of you've got to announce you're departing straight out in a traffic pattern, etc, etc. I've never really spent much time reading up on that. And let's spin it round now. Oops. There we are. It's quite a good turning circle if you can control the speed. Okay, let's just make sure my lights are going to be set. So let's just come overhead a minute. Okay, strobes can be on, landing lights. I've got them on for. I didn't even have them on for taxi. That's a bit annoying. Okay, I think we're all good. Just tell the ATC we're departing straight out. Announcing depart straight out. But we want to depart heading east actually. So I'm going to depart east. There we go.
Echo November Bravo Victor traffic 953 Juliet taking off runway 24 east departure.
It's not really necessary to do this. Okay, let's power up and get ourselves underway. And off we go. Oops. Okay, we should be able to rotate now. And up we are. Gear up. Autopilot on. Flaps up. I've realised we've set that. Okay, we can now turn on to where we're supposed to be heading, which is around this way. Not climbing much. There we are, now we're coming up. It's better. And we need to continue our turn. Turn the lights off in a minute. Let's just this set up properly. There's probably some other OBS and stuff instruments I should be setting up properly, but course selector, yeah, I've got that on 340 and leave that at the moment. Bumpy up here. Really getting chucked about. It's typical for flying up here in Norway. So we want to head literally about 90 degrees. And then back onto our course track, and then we can switch over onto nav. So we've departed. Let's just tune Bolo Center, contact them, or Budo Center. Construction.
Heading 090, proceed on course, climb and maintain 900,000, 953 Juliet.
So flight plan. There. So we're continuing our climb out. Overhead we can turn the... well, I can turn the seatbelt signs off, that's for sure. Landings can come off. There we go. All the rest to stay on. Not sure how you change up the amounts of fuel you have in this. I'd typically just leave it with a full tank of fuel. But I've never really explored this plane in any great detail, to be honest with you. Let's have a look at the weather we can expect upon arrival. Destination station. It's a bit windy, 17 knots. That's going to be fun. 256 chilly. So yeah, it's very rare you have a nice calm day up this part of the world. We'll stay flying the heading we are at the moment. I won't switch back to nav at this time. We'll probably get routed by the ATC shortly anyway, so there's no real need to follow that to any real close degree. If we get my charts up, I can have a look at Svartness. Obviously you won't see them. Look at the stars. I don't think there are any stars for Svartness. No, there's not. Approach, taxi, airport. Yeah, not the longest runway. So there's no stars for anything, right? Let's see, this should level out now. I've set this up right. It should level out at 9,000 feet. There we are, and we can ease these back to cruise. There we are. We're at 9,000 feet now. Our cruising altitude for today. Unfortunately, the weather is such that it's not really going to showcase the beauty of northern Norway. I have Orbx scenery for Norway, specific region. And Orbx makes some great products. You obviously need your global base, which is already an improvement over the default textures. But to really get better textures, you then need the regions out of Europe. But why get specific regions, specific countries? Well, obviously you get more landmarks, but the main reason for doing it really, and some even better custom textures, but the main reason for doing it really is because they actually go around all the airports, all the minor airports, and they sort of spruce them up a bit, add some stuff in, light poles, and you can see when I took off there's some guy stood there wiping the window and stuff like that. Without Orbx, you would just literally, in a lot of places, just literally get Orbx specific region, you'd literally just get a runway, maybe a building or two. You wouldn't get any of that extra stuff. It just helps bring the region alive a bit more. So if there's a specific region that you do fly a lot in, and my virtual airline Fly UK have quite a lot of flights up in this part of the world, and so if you know you're going to be flying in a region a lot, especially to smaller airports, then seeing if Orbx do a regional scenery is definitely worth it. So obviously I have Orbx England as well, for example, and I recently got Orbx Northern Rockies, which covers around the Vancouver area. So yeah, areas that you do fly about a lot, and it's definitely worth getting that scenery for. Sorry about the weather. It's obviously real weather, so yeah, you could easily turn it off and I could show you the scenery, but one of my golden rules of flight simulation is I always fly with the real weather no matter what. So there's been many occasions where I've gone somewhere which is supposed to be scenic, and I haven't haven't had the chance to enjoy it because the weather's been quite inclement. So there we go. That's just part of the fun experience. So yeah, I've decided not to stream this flight as it's.
You are 3 miles northwest, turn right heading 160, expect vectors visual, runway 33, approach.
Okay, let me just.
Right heading 160, expect vectors visual, runway 33, approach. 905,
33 approach, so we're going to be approaching from the south. Yeah, what was I saying? Lost my train of thought now. Something about the weather, real effects. Damn. Okay, we're coming out of the cloud now. See the northern coast of. Oh, that's better. Maybe we'll get to see some of it. So still very obviously icy and cold up here, as you would expect. That's not where we. No, that's. I don't even think it's a runway down there, is it? That's certainly not where we're going, I don't think. Oh, it is a runway, but I don't think it's our destination. I have to look on the... no. Our destination is... How do I zoom in and out of this? Oh, range, here we go. Oh, hello. No, other one. Yeah, our destination's over here. So we're going to come down around... circle into land. Yeah, the default ATC takes you on some adventures sometimes. So we're landing runway 33. Let's just ease back on that throttle a bit. So I just want to get a weather check again. Destination station. Wind 256. So we're going to have a pretty nasty crosswind. That's going to make life interesting. Coming from my left. Not a lot we can do about that. Is going to make getting this thing down hard, and I'm not great at landing turboprop aircraft, so yeah, this is going to be an interesting one for sure. Oh, let me just check also the visibility, because they've given us visual, but I've been given visual by default ATC in thick fog before, so I don't always trust them. Cloud scale at 3,900 feet, it's not going to be an issue, and visibility is 10. So visibility and cloud base are fine. It's not going to give me any problems. Good. Oh, that menu bar again. Jeez. I don't want Reddit now. Why have I got Reddit notifications coming up? It's really annoying. To find where I can go and turn that off. Considering I barely even use Reddit, and all of a sudden it starts giving me those notifications. Must be thanks to something else I've installed recently. It sort of sneaked in a Reddit notification thing. So yeah, I probably won't be bringing you a, well, you saw how I start up the plane, which is probably a million miles away from how you're supposed to. So this is just really a plane I muck around in rather than try and learn the proper procedures for startup. I should probably stop being so lazy and find a proper checklist for this, but maybe I'll do that at some point in the future. Learn to set this plane up properly, so I'm sure I've not got it set up properly at all, but feel free if you do fly this plane regularly to point me in the right direction of how you're supposed to configure it. I'm making these videos to help myself learn as much as whoever's watching them. So yeah, by all means, if you see me doing something wrong, then feel free to tell me how I should be doing it. Because that's a fun bit about flight simulation. It's I've been doing it for a couple of years now, sort of a lot. I've sort of dabbled in and out of it over the years, but certainly recently I've started doing it a lot. And it's like a continuing learning process. You're always learning new stuff. Even planes I've got hundreds of hours in. Occasionally something crops up and thought, oh right, I didn't know that. So, and then put that in and yeah, increase your knowledge. So it's one of the things I really enjoy about it. There's always new things to learn. Anyway, beautiful scenery as you can see across this frozen Arctic landscape here in the north of Norway. So coming back to Fly UK, because this is a Fly UK flight, and yeah, this is one of their divisions, if you like, Nordic, which focuses, as the name suggests, on the Nordic region, Scandinavian region. A lot of flights around Norway and Sweden, and yeah, it's another reason why it's a great VA to use, because you just get such a variety of, you can fly your bread and butter mainstream routes like Heathrow to Frankfurt and wherever else, or you could, if you want a completely different change of pace and sort of challenge and everything, you can come up here into the frozen Arctic and fly around, which yeah, makes it really good. So of all the VAs I fly for, which is Fly UK, Delta Virtual, Ryanair Virtual, EasyJet Virtual, out of all of them, this one's the best, because obviously you've got the greater fleet range and obviously route map. All depends on what you like flying. Maybe you're sat here and watching this and you think, well, you know, you like flying the Airbus A320 or the Boeing 747. Yeah, so all depends on what you're interested in. But if you have a broad range of interest in planes and aviation and like flying different stuff, then yes, it's definitely a good VA to join. If you just want to fly around in the 737, then yeah, it's still got good routes for the 737, but you probably get a more extensive 737 map for someone like Ryanair or other 737 centered airlines. I think Southwest use just the 737, I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen them flying other stuff than 737s. I could be wrong. Descend and maintain 2,800. Oh, why am I talking to this? I'm not with that sim. Okay, so yeah, different click spots give different increments. We now need to go we could say altitude select VS, yeah, down. So the plane down. Let's check where we are. Yeah, God, he's impatient. I'm on it, my friend. I'm on it. Aviate, navigate, communicate. Yeah, I was getting there. It's given me time to set it up, haven't you? Patience, sod. The choice of default ATC. For the most part, default ATC is not too bad, but obviously it has no support for SIDs or stars. But then I've got to work out actually of this aircraft how you do set up SIDs and stars on it, because it would be fun to use it on VATSIM. As much as I love VATSIM, you predominantly see most people flying around in sort of the, yeah, as I say, the 737s, A320s, and that sort of range of planes. You don't often see everyone scooting around in these little things. Oh dear, we're overspeeding. Pay attention. Kill that throttle right off. Must remember to put the power levers on max for landing. Yeah, I know I'm overspeeding. Jesus. Gee. Gonna have to pull back on that descent rate actually. There we go.
Niner 53 Juliet, turn left heading 135, descend and maintain 2,800. Turn left heading 135, descend and maintain 2,800. Niner 53 Juliet.
Okay, we're descending at a reasonable rate of... See where the damn airport is. There we are. Nice. Yes, you can see the sea below us there now. Set another QNH. Gear limit is 160 knots. So you can get that down at quite high speed. That's good to know. Still in that cloud base. Just. I think it's a 3900, so I'd expect us to drop out of it soon enough. Oh, there we go, we're out already. Really beautiful clouds today, actually. I always, this is using Rex Skyforce 3D, and I always just generate a random sort of set of, because you have different texture sets or themes, no, themes collectively, but different texture sets. I always generate a random one just to mix it up each flight. All the different cloud effects and stuff. This one's really good, actually. Almost tempted to keep it, but no, I like keep mixing them up. Okay, we're nearly down to 2,800. We'll put the landing light back on. Okay. The airport should be away to my left there somewhere. So as you can see, the default ATC has brought us down way too soon.
953 Juliet, turn left heading 095.
095. Oops.
Turn left heading 095, 953 Juliet.
Okay, we're now coming round. Outside view of the plane, there it is.
953 Juliet, turn left heading 060. Turn left heading 060, 953 Juliet.
Right. Some more. Hello. What's going on in my, Wait, what are we climbing? Hello? That's interesting.
Juliet, you're 300 above your assigned
You don't say.
maintain 2,800, altimeter 3032.
Yeah, I know.
Descend and maintain 2,800, 953 Juliet.
2,800. Get me down to there now, please. There we go. Yeah, pay attention to what I'm doing now. A little bit temperamental on me there. Okay. Overspeed, okay. Again, as you can see, we're way too low. You'd have default ATC, could love it, haven't you?
Niner 53 Juliet, turn left heading 020. Turn left heading 020. Niner 53 Juliet. Niner 53 Juliet, turn left heading 350. Turn left heading 350. Niner 53 Juliet.
Hey, stop climbing, stop climbing! Think about climbing on me. Why are you climbing? I got you an altitude select. Jesus, what is... This plane really misbehaves, doesn't it? Get back down there. Get back down there now. There you go. Sure why it's doing that. Anyway, let's just have a look. Okay, we've got the airport just... Oops, wrong way. Yeah, just down there. Okay. Oops. Come on, down you go. Otherwise I'm going to get him on my case telling me expedite your descent now.
Please expedite your descent to 2000.
Yes, boss. We're on it.
Niner 53 Juliet, airport is at your 10 o'clock, 11 miles, turn left heading 320, descend and maintain 2000, report runway in sight.
Yeah, get over that.
Turn left heading 320, descend and maintain 2000, Niner 53 Juliet.
Yeah. The airport looks to be directly ahead of me there, actually, to be honest. I don't know why we're turning 320. Oh, now we're... Okay, I've got the field in sight. I'll report it in sight, because I'm pretty sure that is the runway there.
Juliet has the runway in sight. Niner 53 Juliet, you are 10 miles south, descend and maintain 2000, cleared visual, runway 33 approach, switch to advisory on 122.9er. Climb and maintain 2000, cleared visual, runway 33
Oh no, it's not.
approach, advisory on
Still off to the side.
122.9er, Niner 53 Juliet.
What's that down there then? Oh, that is the runway, I was right. There you go. It's slightly off. So let's put the throttles back on that. There we go. And let's just line ourselves up a little bit better.
Echo November Sierra Sierra traffic 953 Juliet is 7 miles south inbound visual runway 33.
In fact, sod it, we're going to kick off the autopilot and hand fly this. Keep an eye on those winds. The altitude, keep the altitude up. Coming too low. Okay, let's go flaps 1. Don't forget we've got to put landing gear down on this thing as well. We are a little bit high. Get that gear down. Really push those flaps out because we're going to start slowing down now. Without stalling. Up a little bit. We need to come across this way. Way off the centre line of the runway. Jesus, we're half a mile off it. Holy crap. And we're a bit high. It's better. Oops. Let's keep ourselves. So that wind is pretty much a crosswind, so we just need to keep ourselves off slightly. Ease the speed back because we're high, we're high, we're high. Ease the speed right back now. We're losing the centre line again. I said this thing was hard to land. Right off the power, right off the power. Right off the power. Coming in way too fast. Oh, we floated it. Oh, this is a terrible landing. Ah, Jesus, that was awful landing. That was absolutely dreadful. Gee. And that wind is really killing us. Well, that was an exciting arrival. That's really how not to land this plane. I need a... you can tell I'm out of practice. Jesus, that was awful landing. Should have probably gone around on that, but... yeah. Should definitely have gone around. But we got it down. The replay will be fun to watch on that one. As I say, considering it's a plane I've not flown in about half a year, probably, or more, wasn't that bad. The replay's going to be fun. That was, yeah, not my finest effort. Anyway, let's backtrack along here, and then get ourselves off the runway, and we'll go and check it out. To be honest, that crosswind, yeah, I should have. I came in a bit fast as well. I needed that speed to be about 20 knots slower, so too fast, too wide. I should have been a go around. No excuses. I shouldn't have landed that. So don't do what I do, folks. If you come in like that, go around and don't try and land it because you're impatient. Anyway, as you can see, with Orbx we get these quite nice little looking airports, which you certainly wouldn't get if you only had the Europe scenery for Orbx or Orbx Global here. So this is a good indication, or a good example rather, of, you know, if you fly to a lot of little airports in the region, why it's worth picking up any available Orbx regional scenery, because they make the airports look quite nice. Okay, we'll just go and park ourselves up here and then have a laugh at my landing. Should rebrand this as a comedy channel, really, shouldn't I? Okay. How do you shut this thing off, actually? Oh yeah, of course. Now, first of all, parking brake on. Come on, let's do this properly. Let's do at least part of this flight properly. I thought I closed that one. Oops. No, I don't want to start it, I want to stop it. Stop. Stop! You know what? Let's do it the other way. Shit. Stop! Am I missing something here? Stop. Why won't you die? What am I missing here? No, switch up to ground. There we go. Got there in the end, didn't we? If in doubt, just click everything and hope for the best. Alright, so let's file that prep. Submit. Thank you very much. If you'd like to include any comments about your flight. Yeah, my landing was crap. You're gonna have to repair the plane. Okay, the moment you've all been waiting for. The chance to ridicule me over that hilariously bad landing. Let's go back and have a look at just how awful that was. Ooh, laggy replay. Oh gee, this replay is as bad as the landing. Holy crap. Woo, there's that. Okay. I've talked. Jesus. Yeah. Let me talk you through this. Okay. So we're coming down here. And we'll get it from a variety of different. This replay's so buggy. You'll see the panic flare in a minute. Ah! There we go, and ooh, come down with a bit of a thump. Yeah, and then nowhere near the centre line. I mean, out of 10, 0. Honestly, 0. That was crap. That was a horrendous landing. Let's have a look from a different, hopefully less laggy perspective. Don't know what's going on with whether it's because it's P3D version 4.5. I'm going to try a lock spot view. Okay. So at the moment, maybe the only thing wrong, a little bit too high. As you can see, I'm crabbing into the wind quite nicely. As we continue coming down. Yeah, I'd certainly say I'm too high. So at this point, really, I should be thinking, okay, I'm a bit too high. I'm not going to be able to get down and lose the speed. There, at this point here, I should be thinking about going around. And then, yeah, even though I'm still crabbing, it's still, yeah, just... And then we come over the threshold. Oh, yeah, I needed to flare because we're coming down quite... Yeah, that wind was really killing me. I mean, look, I'm almost... drifting along the runway. That's brilliant. Oh, and then as I slow down, it then goes everywhere. Gee, this replay is just laggy as hell. What the hell is going on? There we go. So yeah, an absolutely horrendous landing. I hope I can bring you something a little bit better next time. So until then, bye bye for now.